right, guys, I'm gonna need your help. I want to see where this goes. Aphmau characters. What if they were Pokemon trainers? All right, I'm curious. Like, I have not watched Pokemon in a while, so I'm not gonna know a lot of the characters, but I will definitely want to see the artwork. I'm down for the artwork right now. So, Heishi Keki is the channel. So let's see what this is about.
Hello everyone, it is your
Hello.
favorite man-made disaster, Keki here, and every couple
What
of
just
years
happened?
I get really into Pokemon.
Yeah.
Now, I've never actually
So
gotten
you're probably playing a new Pokemon game, right? We need to see a review of that.
a Pokemon game yet, but I was, and honestly still am, a huge fan of the anime, with X and Y being my favorite iteration. I
Gotcha.
end up rewatching the series every couple years, and with this past rewatch came the idea of, what if I took what I'm doing now and shoved nostalgia down its throat? So today, I am drawing Aphmau
You mean like literally what everyone else is doing right now?
characters as if they were Pokemon trainers. I ended up drawing way more than I
I just realized your eyes are like stars. Are you like a Genshin character? Cause like when are you coming out?
do for these types of videos, so this is gonna be kind of a long one, so strap in, grab a snack, and let's catch them all.
I have some plantains.
I started thinking
my
about
snack.
what Pokemon would suit each character based on vibes and abilities.
Okay.
I also took into account the
Wait,
many versions
wait.
of the My Street characters from across the
Is there gonna be a Rise one? This video is 19 minutes. Don't disappoint me.
wider Aphmau universe, like Diaries and a couple of the Kokomau character dynamics. For Aphmau, I decided her partner Pokemon would be a Litwick. Not just because Litwick is my personal favorite Pokemon, but
Litwick?
because it reminded me of her connection to Irene.
Really?
When I think of goddess-type characters, I tend to gravitate towards the grand cathedrals with fancy chandeliers and prayer candles.
Huh.
Litwick literally turns into a chandelier in its final evolution, so it's kind of perfect in a way. Not to mention, Litwick is a ghost-type Pokemon, which I thought fit well with Aphmau and Irene's whole aesthetic. Gee,
What do you guys think about that? I'm actually curious. Like, what Pokemon would you most associate with Aphmau, in your personal opinion? We can look it up at some point in the video.
I wonder why. In this drawing, Aphmau stayed as a regular trainer. I tried to emulate the Pokemon art style with these drawings, but I'm not really sure how well that came across. I
I can see it in the eyes. And how sharp the ends of the hair is, or how or like it's sharp but like it's a little bit softer on the edges.
back her bandana she gives to Aaron in Phoenix Drop, and I made her outfit as close to her classic My Street Season 3 look as possible, but with some light upgrades.
In terms of the translation from the Pokemon style to from Aphmau style to Pokemon style in terms of the outfit, it is hitting. It is doing really well. I do like the cat face pouch there too. That's crazy.
Her Pokeball holder on her thigh is themed after Sprinkles, because, haha, reference, I guess. And it's the same with her fanny pack. Honestly, what I would give to have that Sprinkles fanny pack in real life.
Honestly, that is a great idea. Get to work on that. Get to work on that, cat face. That is merch. Get it. I want it. I want one. I don't know what character I want for it, but I want one.
Jess, please! Anyway, Aphmau is actually
so
pretty
off.
simple, so there's not much more to say about her, so
Okay, I'm down with that. That one looks good. That fits. I don't see any potatoes anywhere on the screen though, so that's a very important piece of the lore that you're missing there. But other than that, you're gonna say Yamper, dude. I don't know who all these Pokemon are. Let's see. What does Yamper look like? I'm gonna look it up. This is Yamper. Guys, what Pokemon do you think Aphmau would you associate with more of like her, like with Aphmau, like Yamper? It is a cute Pokemon though. It is very cute. Is there a potato Pokemon? There's so many new ones. Is there a Pokemon that looks like potatoes? I'm gonna stop. I want a Rise ice cream one. Obviously, I know there's an ice cream looking Pokemon, and I know y'all gonna be lazy with your description. You're gonna be like, that's the one Rise is gonna have. I know y'all gonna be like that. All right, just try harder, okay? Like, you gotta do better than that, okay? Don't just pick the easy option, all right? Like take some thought into it, okay? It looks like a corgi, so yes. Okay. Yeah, it's basically a corgi. Okay, so chat is agreeing that Yamper is what the chat picks Yamper For Aphmau's Pokemon. Okay. Got it. Gotcha. And she picks, I forget what this guy's name is. But she picks that one. That's fair. All right, cool.
Let's move on to the next character.
Okay. Hey, Ron. All right, guys. Give me your suggestions while it's happening. What Pokemon would Aaron have? It's probably a wolf, right? Definitely a wolf type of character, right? What kind of character would you think?
I made Aaron a more classic trainer, more based off of Red from the original.
I knew it. I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to say that. I knew you was going to say that. And I think the Pokemon you're about to draw is the exact one I was thinking too.
Games due to his protagonist.
Yeah, that one.
I feel kind of bad because he looks a little bit too similar to X and Y Ash, but I guess it's okay. I made his Pokemon companion a Lycanroc.
Of course you did. Of course. Of course you did. Of course you made it a Lycanroc. No one can get that wrong. Right? Like, I don't even play Pokemon like that no more. Even I knew that was the Pokemon. I didn't even remember the name, but I knew what it looked like. Alright. This is probably the easiest one, right? Lucario? I think Lucario is a good one for, like, Ian.
I think it's pretty obvious as to why it's a Lycanroc, but I'll explain my joke and then make it 10 times funnier, I guess.
Yeah,
Aaron's last
good luck.
name in my street is Lycan. He's also a werewolf. Aaron is the Ultima and has red eyes.
I
Lycanroc
like what
has
you're
a red
doing with the
evolution.
hair, though.
Applause.
I
Anyway,
like how you're doing
there wasn't
that.
any deep reason as to why I...
It's like the bangs kind of go flip to the side and slightly upward as if almost like they're wolf ears, right? Being pushed down by the hair.
chose Lycanroc for him. I just thought it was funny. I guess.
To be real, totally valid, but totally 100% expected. I'm not gonna lie. Were you guys thinking the same thing? Someone said Poochyena, right? What's that? Let me see what that is. That's basically like, I mean, that's also valid, but I'm pretty sure like that's the same form, isn't it? Or no, not the same form. I can see Poochyena. That's fair. Lucario's also a valid option too. I can see that. But I think the Lycanroc is like the most, like, that's just perfect. You know what I mean? If someone was to make a video and didn't use Lycanroc, I think more people would be upset about it. Like, or they would be like, why didn't you pick the easiest option in the universe? So like, this is good. And I'm liking the outfit so far.
Also, Aaron having a Lycanroc reminds me of the dog he had when he was younger, so let's just say that in this universe, his dog was a Rockruff that
He did. That's right.
into his Lycanroc. I kept Aaron's black and red color scheme
Absolutely.
while throwing in a couple of reddish grays for his bag and shoes.
Yeah, to
on a
mix it
side
up,
note,
yeah.
drawing shoes for these characters was actually really fun and has totally reconstructed my drawing knowledge for drawing shoes, so thank you.
This is perfect. This is exactly what it should be like. Not gonna lie. Maybe if some type of logo on the chest, on the wristband, or like even on the hat or something, where we have like that rep, like doesn't on his jacket he has some type of like icon or symbol on it. If we could place that somewhere on his chest or somewhere like that, that's the only thing I would add to it. Other than that, this is fine. Or maybe even this part of this bottom part of the pants, just so it's not full black. Maybe just add like a different, like a red or something. Make this red. These two bottom parts, just make it red. That's probably also like an obvious pick. It doesn't even have to be red. It could just be the gray. It could honestly just be gray. Not red. It'd just be gray. The lighter gray that you have here. That's all I would change. That other than that, I just said nothing. Mainly just a symbol. I would like to see that. The Lycan crest, yeah, I would want that on the shirt somewhere in the front or on the back. Probably on the back. I don't know. This is fine. I mean, we've just started. This is perfect to me.
Cute Pokemon, I guess. Now that Aaron is done, let's keep this ball rolling.
All right, what we got? KC next? Caitlin! Ooh, guys, I'm so curious. Who is Caitlin for you? I would not be surprised if she puts like some type of fighting type Pokemon next to her. Like, I'm more of the classic type, so maybe Hitmonchan. Maybe. I could see Hitmonchan on, I don't know why. I can see, I'm more of the classic 150, so we'll see.
For Caitlyn, I knew I wanted to lean into her more athletic side and made her specifically a fighting type trainer.
Yeah,
I'm honestly
obviously
still debating on whether she's an actual gym leader or not, but that can be up to you guys in the comments if you want. Her partner Pokemon is Sock, and yes, it is for the exact reason you think it is, so there's really no point in me trying to fake a deeper meaning to this choice.
Yeah, see, like I said, I'm like the classics, so Hitmonchan was my pick, but if it's the one I'm thinking, then this is
Sock
also
is blue
very
and
valid.
a fighting type, bam. Match made in heaven. Also, I believe Sock can learn Fire Punch and Sword and Shield, which, for those unaware, is a callback to Caitlyn's title in Minecraft Diaries, Caitlyn the Fire Fist. What was the most difficult with this drawing, actually, was her colors. For a majority of these drawings, I was color dropping from the Pokemon to use on the trainers, just so they all kind of looked cohesive, but with Caitlyn and Sock, their shades of blue were just ever so slightly off between her hair and Sock's, poke clothing, I guess. In the end, I decided to use Caitlyn's
I like this one better.
hair color to sub in for her shorts, and it ended up working a lot better. I also just want to point out that all My Street characters have those same stupid swoopy bangs from the 2010s, so I made a couple changes to some characters' hair so that it aligns more with Pokemon design conventions.
That's fair. I like that. It's like she's almost like a fighter in like a dojo, but almost also like a soccer player.
Damn, she hot.
So, like, maybe add more of a soccer aesthetic to this. Maybe lean more into the soccer, like almost like a soccer uniform. If we say she's like a gym leader, I can see her. Excuse me. If she's more like a gym leader, I can see her being like, let's push more of the soccer player aesthetic, not only for like her character, but like her character design, but even the gym that she's in. Right. I like this. This is fine. Like typically a gym leader would have like 5 or 6 Pokemon, right, to fight with. I can see a Hitmonchan still in there somewhere. So yeah, this is fine. I like how this shirt's basically like a Pokemon. Is there a way we could add some type of aesthetic from the Jury of 9, or something, or more of another more visible callback to her title when she was a member of the Jury of 9 on herself somewhere? You know what I mean? What do you guys think? She was more into volleyball though. Then let's go with the volleyball aesthetic. Like maybe she has more of a volleyball push more of the volleyball outfit on. She kind of already does though. She kind of does already. Strong like her dad. Well, yeah. She definitely needs a fighter type. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was pretty straightforward.
And she's done.
Yeah, I like it. It's good. I bet you if we found like an outfit, there's got to be an outfit of Caitlyn in like sporty gear from My Street that could have been used as a reference to like hit on that aspect of her more. But other than that, it's great.
So, Travis.
What's Travis gonna be like, guys?
I actually really liked Travis in later seasons of My Street. Season 1 Travis was, and still is, a little off-putting, but hey, what can you do about that? For Travis's partner, I had a bit of trouble figuring it out at first. I knew I wanted some connection to the Demon Warlock since that plot point was prevalent in both My Street and Diaries, so
Okay. Looks like he shows a Mimikyu, right?
I figured ghost types were my best bet. While scrolling through a list of ghost types I found online, I actually came across Mimikyu, the disguised Pokemon, and my brain suddenly attached to the idea. In My Street, the Demon Warlock is seen to use Travis and his father Terry as, what are essentially walking meat suits, and using them as his disguise through the entirety of Season 5 and 6 of My Street. In Diaries, Travis is the son of the original Demon Warlock and has to hide his demon heritage with the human disguise, and it's freaking genius!
Okay, I like how you put that together. I really do. I was thinking like an Alakazam or something like that, to be honest with you. and I still think he could be a psychic ghost Pokemon user, to be honest with you, or even like psychic dark as well. So I do like the Mimikyu.
Also, with Mimikyu being a fairy type, it happens to have moves like baby doll eyes, and I can't put my finger on why that fits Travis.
Me neither.
I guess we'll never know. There is also the fact that Mimikyu, in concept, is a very lonely Pokemon.
No, you did not just say that. No, you did not. Oh my god, Not Alone. You got the Not Alone Buddy reference too?
Its dex entry across most regions state that it wears the Pikachu costume in order to not scare or even kill people with its terrifying appearance, and for most iterations of Travis that are often story-driven, I feel as though he'd sympathize with Mimikyu and appreciate its efforts to gain people's love.
I like this outfit. This outfit slaps. I feel like we would meet up with Travis in like some type of like a town in the mountains somewhere, or like near a mountain range. You know what I mean?
Travis's colors were basically just Mimikyu's, but with some green, and honestly, I think it turned out pretty awesome.
This might be my favorite one. It's very simple too. This might be my favorite one. I think the only thing missing from this that I would want personally, just for the sake of this image, it could be on his person in a backpack, but if I was drawing this, it would be on his person in his hand or something like that. A book of some sort, like an old book where he like logs information, almost like a very old school Pokedex before technology had access to Pokedex that he still keeps, that has his ancestors' information and notes about the Pokemon world that he keeps with him, right, as a keepsake, right? So like the Demon Warlock book, instead of that, it would just be a book with his ancestors, information in there, like a diary almost, or like their experiences on their trips, and he's just following the same journey. That would be cool. All right, so far I like the explanation for Mimikyu. I wasn't with it at first, but it was a perfect explanation. I agree with this.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Kawaii-chan, who we got? Like Minecraft Diaries? Shut up. Okay. All right, guys. Kawaii-chan, what we got? All right. I feel like we're going to really love this one. I feel like we're really going to love the Pokemon she picks. So like Pokemon Legends of Arceus? Something like that, Zenith. Yeah. Travis Volcrum X Caitlin Smith? Wait, the name is Nana Ashida? Yeah. We can call it. It's whatever. Yo, I'm just saying, like, what Pokemon you think? I don't know which one, because there's a whole bunch of really cute Pokemon, but she'll probably pick the Ooh, what if she picks the fairy type Eevee? What's that Pokemon's name? Hold up. Is this it? No, this is not. This is fan made. What? This is fan made, right? Is this one? Is this one right here? I forget the name of this one. What is this? What is this one called? What is that one called, guys? Sylveon? This one's adorable. And I like Eevees anyway. This would be perfect for Kawaii-chan. Can we all agree on that? I don't know if she picks that one, but I'm definitely picking this one for her. Let's see what happens.
It's now time for one of my favorite characters, Kawaii-chan.
I love the pose already.
Or KC. Or Nana. Or whatever you call her
now.
It's time for my queen to take the center stage. Literally. Usually, if I'm transmigrating other characters from one universe to another, I'll try to make them as accurate as possible.
Okay.
But since Casey is a Mifla, I felt it more difficult to remove such an integral part of her character design.
Well, I think you can make it so where she still has the cat aesthetics. Just make it more like an outfit she always likes to wear. Or you can even do it where like she's wearing a bow on the top of her head, and it gives the feel of like a cat ears, right? If you guys remember, Blake from Ruby, like she wore the bow on her head to cover her ears, but it looked like ears still, you know?
Fine. So, I did end up keeping her as a Mifwa, but let's be completely honest here, a cat person is not the strangest thing people in the Pokemon universe have seen, so it's fine.
Yeah,
For
true.
her partner Pokemon, I decided on
She wear a kimono?
Esper is a pure psychic type that was introduced in Generation 6. In the few Dex entries it has, Esper is constantly struggling to control its psychic power, which is conveyed through its usual blank face. Esper's lack of control over its powers kind of brings me back to when Kawaii-chan asked Zane to teach her how to be serious, but it ended up failing miserably, so with both her and her Pokemon needing an outlet for their—
I like how she showed this Pokemon on the screen as if that was the original plan. It even matches the color scheme. I'm not gonna lie, cute Pokemon. I like the kimono. Kimono is perfect aesthetic. Maybe even like a Sakura petal print on the kimono, as well. I still think this is better. Maybe that's too much on the nose, though. I don't know.
But it ended up failing miserably, so with both her and her Pokemon needing an outlet for their performative chaos, I made them a duo of Pokemon performers. Pokemon performances are a little bit different to the Pokemon contests of the Hoenn region, but this type of acting and pizzazz is what I thought suited Casey best.
Okay.
Also, her stage name is Kawaii-chan, and her real name will
D1?
stay as Nana. Also, look at Esper's shiny. Enough said. I based her outfit off the Pokemon designs the fairy-type gym leader makes in the X and Y anime, since I figured it helped me ground my design in the universe.
Okay, so obviously there's so many different like Pokemon you could use to fit with the character. I still think it's Sylveon, right? Oh, you're talking about Genshin, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'll try to join you, but you guys can start without me if you want. I'm not pulling, most likely, so I doubt I'll get her, to be honest with you, D1. Yeah, I still think Sylveon's the better pick here, guys. Just straight up. I feel like that was... Now, like, the Lycanroc one was pretty obvious for Aaron. Like, that was, like, straightforward. I don't see any other option. Casey, to me, was another one. Like, either, like, one of the Clefairy evolutions or if you're talking about, like, one of the old school Pokemon, or even just Sylveon. I just feel like that was a hit. I think that was, like, that you couldn't miss on that one, in my personal opinion. Her and Nefer work together. I know, but I don't think I'll have the pulse for a D1. I'll jump in there and try, but I don't think I'll get it, dude. Straight up. Anyways.
As to why it's a Sylveon, that is a perfect segue to our next character.
Wait a second. Are you telling me you gave Zane the Sylveon and then gave Kawaii-chan the one with the more gray Zane-like aesthetic? Because of the My Little Pony reference?
Zane. My other favorite character. The basic thought
if that's
process
the case,
for Zane's
I am
design
totally
and
okay
partner
with
Pokemon
it.
came to
That
me
is
almost
so
immediately
funny!
when I started to plan this video. I wanted Zane to keep...
Alright, I take back everything I just said. I take back everything I just said. This is better. This is better. This is better. That's smart. Okay, I like that.
His dark and standoffish vibe the same way he has in my street, and his obsession with cute things. So I dubbed thee a Sylveon owner. I'd like to think that Zane originally had an Eevee that he swore to everyone was going to evolve into like an Umbreon or something, but it ended up evolving into a Sylveon since he was so close to it. He'd also never admit that he thinks it's the cutest Pokemon ever, but that's...
This might be the best design for Zane.
Just a headcanon of mine. I gave Zane a scarf mask rather than the regular mask I usually draw him with, since I didn't really see those kinds of masks depicted too frequently in the Pokeverse.
Fair.
Plus, it makes drawing expressions way easier. And easy is the way we go here.
You gotta give him freckles, though. Underneath the eyes, because part of the reason why he wore the mask was to hide those, right?
Another thing some eagle-eyed viewers may or may not have already picked up on color palette-wise is that Zane and Kawaii-chan are actually wearing each other's partner Pokemon on their clothes.
That's
Zane
cute.
is wearing a hoodie and scarf that emulate Esper's colors, and Casey is wearing a Sylveon-themed performance outfit. Why?
This is so pleasantly wonderful. like this particular aspect of your character design decision making?
You may ask? Because I said so. I like to think
because we know they're dating. Because we know they're dating, obviously.
That Zane is a Pokemon performance blogger and goes in undercover to rank each performance on his website, and that's where he actually met Kawaii-chan. Yes, even in Pokemon, my love for Zana never stops. Anyway.
Clearly. Okay, so now it makes sense why this one has the most effort. Because this is the first time I'm seeing coordinating character designs between two different characters. All right, biased as heck. It's totally fine. Wouldn't Galarian Ponyta work better in this case for Zane? That's a good question. Let me see. I don't remember the design for that one. Let me see. You know what? You do have you have a point. You have a point. You do have a point. You do have a point. I can see that. Swipe Bud strike today? Dude, just wait for me to finish the video.
Zane is done, so let's move on to someone completely different.
Okay.
Well, kinda.
Oh, God. All right, so what chaotic Pokemon are we giving Kim? Like what are we doing? Like Haunter or something?
All right, it's Kim time.
All right, let's see
I was
it.
actually a little bit stumped at first.
She's kind of like a witch, right? So maybe what's that bird type Pokemon? It looks like it's wearing a witch hat.
When it came to Kim's role and Poke Partner, but I knew it had to have something to do with ghosts and possession, because how on theme is
you
that?
really did a good job with the hair so far. I really like the way you designed the glasses
Kim
here.
was not a character in Diaries, so there wasn't really anything for me to take inspiration-wise from that source, but Kim
was not a character in Diary?
in the Kokomau videos, and from my brief viewing of the videos with Kim in
Kokomau? I feel like someone mentioned it to me before. What the heck? Kokomau.
them, I was able to deduce that she likes science.
Oh. Dude, this looks... I really like this Kim design. I really do. Not gonna lie. All right, I don't feel like I'm gonna get beat up by this person, which is great.
I think, don't quote me on that. I figured I'd make her a Pokemon professor and made her partner Pokemon Rotom. It was honestly kind of perfect, since Rotom's whole shtick is that it can possess different types of machinery to change its physical typing. Kind of like Sword and Shield's terrestrializing gimmick before Sword and Shield was even a thing. Rotom is also seen with Professor Oak in the anime, so it seemed within reason. I did actually have a bit of trouble studying Kim and Rotom's colors when the time came. I kept going back and forth between the color of her shoes and underskirt, and let me tell you, this time-lapse does not do those lost hours justice. It took forever. And that's why color trouble is actually the theme of today's video with our next...
This fits. I do like this. Rotom. I don't know about Rotom, guys. I don't know about Rotom. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Honchkrow? Let me pull it up. Yeah, I mean, actually, now that I think about it, if we're gonna give a Pokemon like this to anybody, it would be Lucinda. You know what I'm saying? It would be Lucinda instead. Now that I think about it, although I don't know if there's any Pokemon, I can't remember any Pokemon right now that are like very closer to like Lucinda's actual pet was in MCD. I don't know if there's really like an owl one that we should be thinking about instead. But I just don't know about this one in particular. I mean, if you're going more with the, I understand like where she's going with this. I don't know about the Rotom. I don't know about that one's probably the one that confuses me the most.
Next Pokemon trainer,
but I do like the design
in the slightest.
You made the designs fit, which works just fine. And there we go. All right.
Our favorite Minecraft witch, Lucinda. I'll get into how her colors had me pulling my hair out later, but let's focus on her partner Pokemon for right now.
Okay, please.
I had a thought about giving her an owl Pokemon like Hoot Hoot or Rowlet just because of her owl familiar she has in diaries, but I wanted something with a bit more witchy flair, if you know what I mean. And what's more witchy than the Pokemon often nicknamed the Forest Witch, Hatterene, the silent Pokemon. Hatterene and Lucinda's color aesthetic doesn't really match that well,
what
but
Pokemon
I've
is
seen
this?
worse from Pokemon, so who really gives a crap? Hatterene's evolutionary line is very sensitive to noise and heightened emotions, and with Lucinda's calm and relaxed demeanor for the majority of the shows she appears in, I felt like she'd have no issues
I
owning a
like
Pokemon
what you're
from
doing
this
with
line.
Lucinda's outfit
I also
right now.
figured that Psychic Fairy would be a useful type combo for Lucinda's particular line of work. I ended up keeping her color scheme black, yellow, and red just because I really did try to make Hatterene's colors work on her. I promise, but to no avail. So
I feel like Lucinda, to me, gives you the most leeway for a character design because I feel like she would be the kind of person that would wear a whole bunch of really, like, gorgeous, beautiful outfits. You know what I mean? So maybe she wears this sometimes. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I almost feel like she's probably the character you can almost do whatever you want with the outfit. Because she would be the character you would see. Like, imagine if this was actually like a series of Pokemon. You would see Lucinda in a different outfit almost every episode. Guaranteed. That's how I would see it. The stream is glitching? Great. Let me know in chat if anyone else agrees with that. Oh, it's now working? Okay, gotcha. Why would you say that? Where are the boobs? Really? Look, man, I know we all get the reference, but like cut it out. All right, I got you. Okay. All right, let's see how she
we
finishes
stick
this
with
up.
what we know looks best for her, and it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Her outfit silhouette-wise was supposed to mimic Hatterene's with her flowy pants and her hood that looks like a witch hat, and honestly, it works.
I still like her more in the 3/4 angle rotation for this one, but other than that, it's fine. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more freedom with her, which probably makes it more difficult to really pin down a design for her like a standard Lucinda design. I wonder why the stars, though. Interesting. She has like a hood that's the shape of a hat, a witch hat, which I like that a lot. And like on her ear, she has earrings with okay. I like the earrings. That makes sense. That's fair. Yeah, Lucinda's fits have always been have a multitude of range of colors. There's her old dark purple witch outfit, her transforming into more lighter purple color. She's done red, yeah. Red, orange, black, yeah, like Halloween, yeah. Lucinda's fits can honestly be anything. I think the pants are a little bit too plain. I like the shape of it. Maybe if there was more of like a gown instead of pants. Maybe. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can go with this. I still say a haunch crow was probably really fits her really well too. And obviously the owl type Pokemon would be fine. Any of those. I think you said Decidueye or whatever. Chat. I think someone said that.
Plays, so we take the win where we can.
If Heishi was to do this video again, this is like 10 months ago, 100% I believe the character she would redesign the most would probably be Lucinda. Oh, Lawrence, okay.
It's time for Lawrence. Now,
I want to see if I get any references to his Shadow Knight Lawrence. Just Shadow
before
Knight
we
form.
get into this section, I just want to preface this by saying no matter how you feel about his voice actor, in this video we are talking about the fictional character that is Lawrence. If you want to talk about this, do it on Twitter, not in my comment section. Alright, So,
I know
Lawrence.
you're talking about, but
I like
I'm
his
not ready
character
for
when he actually shows up in my street, but there's much more content surrounding his character in diaries. I originally had his partner be a Murkrow to harken back to his wyvern companion Ungirth, but that for some reason didn't sit well with...
Actually, I would not mind a dragon-type Pokemon with him. That makes perfect sense. Because he was a knight in MCD. I wouldn't mind him giving me Elite Four. What's the dragon? What's the Elite Four guy's name? The one that uses dragon type Pokemon. I wouldn't mind that kind of vibe from him, to be honest with you.
With me, I eventually realized I was taking way too much from diaries and pushing away from the points of Lawrence that actually made me like his character in the first place.
Okay.
So I took to Twitter and asked you guys what Pokemon you think he would have, and someone actually suggested Alcremie. I had actually completely forgotten that Lawrence is described as an incredible cook, so thank you to the people who reminded me about that.
Okay.
So, with that in mind, I decided on Alcremie and a chef/baker motif for him. And then came the issue of which Alcremie to choose. Because here's the thing, if you don't happen to know how or what Alcremie evolves into, like I do now, Alcremie has 63 different variations depending on what you feed it, where you feed it, and even the direction you spin in to evolve it.
What? What the heck? Really? I didn't know that. That's a cute Pokemon, though. Honestly, can I be honest with you guys? I still would like the dragon aesthetic. I still like the dragon idea. Like he's like he's an Elite Four trainer. Like he's an Elite Four guy in his region. That's what I would do. The Alcremie, that's the name, right? I would give this to Eric. Eric would be the Pokemon for this one. I think, honestly. You know what I mean?
What the ever-loving heck is this Pokemon?
Design is like the design, though.
Moving away from my several-hour debate to myself about which Alcremie he'd have, I went with the caramel variant with the orange flower decorations. Why the orange? Why not the blue? Here's the thing. I believe that when his Milcery evolved, he had just finished making something for his sister Cadenza, and had some leftover flower decorations that reminded him of her, that his little assistant just so happened to be holding. I actually really do love that concept.
Okay, nice little headcanon there, I get it. You agreed? Oh, okay, so you agree. I think Eric would love this one, but you know, this... To me, I'm not even really complaining. It's like, it's not even a complaint like this is wrong. It's more like, I still like to, because like the MCD version of Lawrence is the one that's, to me, the most impactful, right? And you've already got several different characters in your redesign that fit certain different roles, like Pokemon trainer, teacher, Pokemon performer. You know, so we haven't seen any designs that say, okay, this is like an elite trainer or anything like that yet. I think Caitlin's a Pokemon trainer, so that's the only other example. Gym leader. So you would think at least one of the designs would be also another trainer or an Elite Four. And I think for Lawrence, since most of the series he was like a knight, that would fit him the best. Garth is next. MCD version of Garth will have like a Charizard. Honestly, I don't think it would be a Charizard. I'm not sure what it would be, but I don't think it would be a Charizard.
I really like how this turned out, and I think it fits Lawrence a little bit better than my first idea.
Maybe he would have one. Maybe he would have a Charizard. But I don't know if that would be his primary Pokemon.
Next up on our list of trainers is Garth. At first, I gave Garth a Riolu.
Is there a door-type Pokemon I don't know about?
As a sort of placeholder until I found a proper fit, but in the same vein as Lawrence, I was having a bit of trouble figuring it out. So, again, I asked Twitter in the same post I asked for my Lawrence suggestions. My mutual Drya suggested Luxray because of its blue, yellow, and black color scheme, but the more I thought about it, the more I started to get behind the idea.
I like this design a lot.
Luxray's dex entry says that it can see through walls to help spot its prey, and I felt the dynamic between a character that breaks objects and one who can see through them was an interesting concept. Also, in the dex entry, specifically in Legends Arceus, it says that Luxray forms packs with one male as their leader, which reminded me of Garth's role in the Romave Company or Royal Line, whatever series you were watching. Him having a Luxray feels like a lineage thing to me, and it works out very nicely in my head. I wanted to give Garth's clothing a more...
Like, as it goes on, it seems like Heishi's getting even better with the drawings.
Athletic feel, since I believe he'd be more like a classic Pokemon trainer that's looking to challenge gyms in order to run away from his responsibility and his family. He has a really strong lightning bolt and electricity motif going on here, which I honestly wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting to make him full electric type.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting electric type at all, man. Like something maybe more brute forcey, like ground rock, maybe as one of his like Pokemon on the picture, but
stereotype, I guess, but it all kind of worked out.
Especially since you have Kim using an electric type, you know what I mean? There's plenty of types where I feel like you can like separate all the types to give all the different characters the different ones, but there's no rule that says they have to have only one type of Pokemon though. And
his design was really fun to draw, and the pop of red in his shoes and
I can tell you
really
enjoyed this one.
Round out his design.
You can usually tell if you see a video where people are showcasing multiple designs in like speed drawings. You can typically tell by how clean the line art looks, especially in the face, and some of the details in the clothes. If they really feeling themselves with the design, or if they had a lot of like contemplation over certain aspects of the design.
Fine.
Dante.
We're at the final two trainers, so let's kick it off with Dante.
I have no clue about Dante. Zero clue, guys.
Dante is so different when it comes to looking at his My Street and Diaries counterpart, but the Pokemon I gave him ended up fitting both versions of him pretty well.
Okay.
I ended up giving Dante a Glade as his partner. Glade is very fittingly, the Blade Pokemon and the male equivalent to Gardevoir.
He does wield double blades in MCD.
There's more of a technicality to its evolution, but we'll skip that for now. What really matters is Glade's personality. It's a pretty chivalrous Pokemon, and it's able to detect what a foe is thinking. I think that Dante grew up with this Pokemon and watched it evolve from a Ralts. I also think that Dante had no idea that his Ralts was male, and definitely thought he would get a Gardevoir. But when an accident happened with a loose Dawnstone, his Kirlia evolved into a Glade completely by chance. I like to think that Dante's partnership with Glade is
I like that explanation about it. It just gives you a little bit of how dumb this character can be sometimes. Dante, I mean.
A pretty rough one, considering Dante's track record with women, and Glade would try to teach him to be better, but nothing really worked.
Is that why Glade has the expression, like, it's Dante's Pokemon, but Glade kind of feels like he has to babysit him and protect him from himself every once in a while? I kind of like that dynamic, not gonna lie.
I'd honestly love to see that dynamic actually play out, but we've got one more trainer to go, so let's give it everything we've got.
Not gonna lie, I do like this one. I almost was thinking Cypher. Gene. Okay. I almost was thinking Scyther or something, or not even Scyther. What was the steel form of Scyther? I forget the name of it. I would have liked that one, especially because it's red and Dante's blades are red. Oh, well, I forget the guy. I forget the character. I forget the Pokemon's name. God damn it! I told you I haven't played this in a while, man.
We're finally at the last trainer, and of course, it's gonna be Jean. What did you expect?
Yeah, Jean. Houndoom.
I sincerely apologize to all the characters that didn't get shown, but if people like this video, then I'll do it again with more characters.
No pressure or anything. No pressure.
Anyway, Gene. I briefly talked about Gene and his design in my traditional art video, but for those who need a bit more info, Gene is a side character in Diaries and My Street who's seen running or is a part of an organization called the Shadow Knights. For this version, I ended up taking more inspiration from his My Street characterization. I am sorry, okay? It's just what I'm most familiar with. I made his partner Pokemon a Houndoom, not only because I feel like it makes the most sense with the Shadow Knight aesthetic, but because Houndooms are usually enemy Pokemon in the anime due to their dark typing. I made Gene's outfit really reflect Houndoom hard with the themed boots and
I do like this expression, which shows, like, at least with, like, especially the way they're looking at each other, like, this indicates, despite his rough, besides his nature, or like he outwardly shows this very abrasive, bad guy nature, right? You can see a glimpse of the opposite of that with how he handles his Pokemon, which why you can see in this composition, like there's a feeling of trust, mutual trust here, which means he takes care of his Pokemon. He's not a bad guy like he pretends to be.
Themed hat, not to mention his leather jacket and his Pokeball strap looking suspiciously close to another character we saw earlier in the video. I wonder who that could be.
Wait, what was that? What was that? What was that?
Enemy Pokemon in the anime due to their dark typing.
I missed that.
I made Gene's outfit really reflect Houndoom hard with the themed boots and themed hat, not to mention his leather jacket and his Pokeball strap looking suspiciously close to another character we saw earlier in the video.
I don't even remember who that is.
Who that could be.
I don't even remember who that is.
Just a coincidence, probably. Anyway, they both look super cool, and I'm grateful to know that this was the last trainer.
Look at the hat. Is that like an alien head there? Okay, actually, it kind of matches. Yeah, it matches the Houndoom. Never mind. What do you guys think of this one? It looks like his shirt's a little bit ripped inside, on the inside there. You know? Kind of wish his shirt had some type of, like, not like a texture, but like some type of print on it, though, that we could see partially through it. Oh, sorry, that I don't mind that. I don't really mind it. And I don't really have any thoughts to say here. Maybe something on the jacket here on the left arm here. Maybe. To be honest, this was probably one of the more straightforward designs. Houndoom is one of my favorite Pokemon too, so this works out. Still doesn't mean I like Gene though. Just saying. You gotta do so. You gotta do Xena and you gotta do MID characters. Heishi, you are in danger of losing my subscription. I'm just saying. All right. Is that it?
These designs were so fun, and it took me 5 days straight of drawing to do this, but they all turned out pretty great.
5 days straight. You know what? I feel bad for asking for that now. No, I don't. Get to work.
If you'd like to see the full detailed drawings, they'll be updated to all my social medias, including my new Blue Sky account, so follow me everywhere if you want a closer look at these drawings. I also just wanted to say the Aphmau Standee pre-order was a huge success, and I could not be more grateful to the people who purchased them and are tagging me in their photos.
Oh, you drew those?
So much. Also, another brief reminder that I'm going to be at Holiday Matsuri 2024 this month, so if you are planning on attending,
Wait, how? Oh, this is 10 months ago. Okay.
Really hope to see you there. Please don't be afraid to say hi. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.
This was good.
And
this was a fun video. I really liked that one. If there's another one, let me know, guys, and we'll check it out straight up. It was pretty cool. Thanks so much for watching the video. This was streamed live on YouTube and Twitch. See you there, and as always, stay jamming.